Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do, it's really a full moon in Scorpio and Uranus moving into Gemini reading. And I'm inspired by those different placements because of the arrangement they make as an inconjunct or a yod, or sometimes it's even called the finger of God. Two planets just off of an opposition. In this case, it's the sun and the moon together in Scorpio and Uranus in Gemini. They're wildly out of orb, but the energies are speaking to me of a lot of creative solutions that can come out of some challenge that requires our whole entire presence and experience. This is not something pretty or something we need to be perfect about. This is where we are now imagining and engaging unimagined possibilities as solutions to challenges we're facing. And this is a global phenomenon, I believe, of this moment. So we're starting for you with the shapeshifter from the wild unknown archetypes. And this is a new card. No, it's not a new card to me. Some of the words are the trickster, the elusive, and the formless. The shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It's the side of ourselves that's slippery, non-committal, and experimental, and longs to dismiss the rules. We need its energy to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of our existence. When the shapeshifter card appears, it's important to imagine you're looking at life through a kaleidoscope rather than a single focus lens. At any moment, the scene may shift, revealing a more enchanting vision than you imagine. Be wary, though, as the allure of the kaleidoscope can leave you exhausted and yearning for solid ground. Dancing long-term with the shapeshifter requires a central pillar of integrity that links us back to our center. Isn't this interesting in terms of this idea of the yod, the finger of God, that is activating not only Uranus and Gemini, which is our revolutionary, radical, imaginative, and intuitive minds grasping information from unknown realms, beyond the ordinary or conventional, beyond the limits of human knowledge. And this energy of the full moon in Scorpio, where we are being called on to bring our whole game to a situation, being our complete selves, that includes the dark side, or at least the side that has struggled with the darkness. The pride card is coupled. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. This brings me into mind of a family gathering. It can be a work event, a team event, or a way that you're even hanging out with friends. But that there is some degree of accommodation that you have customarily performed as a way of being with a group of different people, disparate personalities and energies, and you have a way of fitting in despite your difference from many others in the scene. This is perhaps a quality that is emerging in your consciousness, a way that you now see, that you make space for others, even if that space is not customarily made for you. Let's find out more about this. And in the present, the King of Wands. This is kind of going back to this rise of your confidence that I feel has been somewhat of a theme for you. This ability to separate yourself from the common horde that you often associate with. If it's a group of friends, neighbors, family members that you see regularly, and within which you are presenting a different approach, a different energy, a different attitude. And this attitude is one of pride, a kind of, you may have this, but I've got that. And that is an interesting way that you are distinguishing yourself from those that you often interact with, in a way that gives you a source of pride, a sense of something that you've done well, something that you're proud you've achieved or accomplished. And that can be something simple or something uh, noteworthy, but whatever it is, you feel as though you have grounded yourself in some inspired, this feels like a relationship, quite honestly. I'm not sure. This can be a business, this can be a passion, this can be the pursuit of a passion or a gift of yours, determining to develop something that you do well to a new degree, perhaps turning a hobby into a business, but you're on a path of growth, of expansion, and you are inspiring others in the process. And that can be, again, a source of the pride that you're experiencing. In the past, the Queen of Wands, interesting. So I do think that these speak to different social roles that we can inhabit in a way in the past. And it also feels like you are one of a couple, one partner in a significant relationship. You can be part of a significant group of individuals for sure. But it looks as though you played a different role in the past. There's a lot of longevity energy here going on. So this is something you've probably been with for a while. And you used to be, I often see the queens in general as the ones who do the work, or who know how to do the work that is commanded by the king as a separate energy. So the queen is the one that figures out how to produce the results that are on that are part of the direction that the king gives. You are the one who works behind the scene, the power behind the throne. So there's a complete connection between you and a partner or a group of individuals. You understand how to implement whatever their scheme or vision is, and you do it impeccably. You do it not by shouting orders at others, as perhaps the king might, or publishing edicts, but instead you are just well attuned, very clearly communicating your determination to achieve something, and thus drawing all the resources that you need towards you. You are magnetizing others with your power of determination. You have in the past, certainly. In the future, the Chariot card, wow. It feels as though the two of you, the group of you, a collaboration, a community that you're a part of, are clear about their mission or goal, their purpose. This is you responding to the awareness that your uniqueness is intentional, that your difference is not an accident, that it is purposeful in moving towards a direction or of a goal, of an achievement, a way of drawing others into or better understanding what that difference is and what its effect is. So I see you really clearing away some of the distractions of the need to accommodate others that you have socialized with routinely for a while. Not eliminating them by any means, but really drawing some much healthier boundaries and allowing yourself the space, you and or your team or partner, to focus intensely upon the work, the goal that is ahead of you, and to put all of your energy into exercising this gift. If this reading is resonating for you, Cancer, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I greatly appreciate all of you for supporting me, being there, subscribing. Yes, it's springtime in the college town I live in. So the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Three of Wands and the Five of Cups. The King of Wands is clarified by the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords, and the Chariot is clarified by the Star and the Page of Swords. Okay, so let's make some sense here. The past, the Queen of Wands, this ability to let others know that you mean business, that you're getting something done. This is something that has helped you to set up something that you're working on now. This feels like the setup of uh, monetizing a hobby, or setting up a side business or a side hustle, or taking a hobby and making it productive or uh, profitable in some way. Whatever it is, I do feel that this is a reconnection to a skill or a group of people that you have known for most of your life. Certainly that inspired you as part of your youth or childhood experiences, a gift that once you engaged as a way of having fun, of enjoying the company of others, of uh, finding pleasure, of delighting others. But it was a time when you were being yourself. Whatever that skill is, whatever that moment is, or that particular relationship is, it is coming around to remind you of your ability to establish your talents in a form that can be of service to others. In the present, the King of Wands is clarified by the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords. This is interesting because I see again you moving back to a time when you were able to exercise your talent in a playful way, without an agenda, without a goal, without it needing to be or look any particular way. You did it because it's something you did well and naturally. And that somehow is something that you want to move to a more uh, uh, welcoming environment. Wherever it exists, as it exists in your life. And this can be actually a literal partner, or a project that is deeply meaningful to you. You want to move them away to a safer, more peaceful, more serene environment. And this now is giving me information about the way in which you have often accommodated yourself, perhaps as a couple, to family and friends, a way that felt as though you had to privilege the comfort and needs of others above your own. And now, as you return to the real power and significance of this relationship, the joy it brings to your life, you're looking for a way that that can be more comfortable in your world. Perhaps it is minimizing interaction with certain family members or certain friends. Perhaps it is simply moving to a place where you can enjoy your company with each other, where you can accept perhaps some sadness, some loss that has occurred in one family or another, or among friends, a place where the loss is not continually heaped upon you. It feels like there's a real need to accept something difficult here. And so this may be a way that you're assisting, again, a partner to find that, or a partner is assisting you. In the future, the Chariot is clarified by the Page of Swords and the Star card. So this is about greater vision that you have for your own life, your own peace, and for a better, more just world. Even in the microcosm of your safe domicile, which I always associate with Cancer, you are not unaware of the injustice that occurs in our world, all of our worlds, and that your awareness makes you potentially of service to different ends. But this vision is one that has been consistent throughout your life. In fact, for some of you, you have lived this vision of a more diverse world in some way. I'm not sure if you've lived in a community that was very different from your family's community, or you have uh, your parents were of some kind of service in the world as you were growing up, but you've seen uh, uh, the idea of a better, gentler world in action. And yet, when it comes to your own life, uh, you have been at a place where you haven't understood or haven't seen an alternative to move towards that. Your truth seems vastly unrelated to the kind of better world you've experienced or more utopian experience of your past. I do see you recognizing, though, that the skill that you have, that we all have as we grow and expand our consciousness, is the ability to separate ourselves from illusions, from as we pursue a truth or what justice feels like in our own lives. That is what connects you to this goal that you are working towards, this vision that the goal is contained within of a better world, this ability to understand the truth, not just see the truth, not just pursue it, but understand the impact of that on the world. And as you've experienced that in your life, you are greatly inspired to move forward in some ways with some of the shapeshifter or trickster energy. Maybe as you interact with your familiar friends and family, you introduce ideas about alternatives or uh, alternative formations that could improve upon various social situations that impact you. I hope that's not too vague. It's really quite an interesting mixed bag on how you, Cancer, are embodying this trickster energy. And I'm really delighted to even contemplate that. Hope I've shed a little light. And from the Flower Oracle, I pulled the Bluebell. And the key word is gratitude. Be thankful for what is good now. Always good advice, right? Thank you, Cancer, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.